Just a short video to show you what my allotment looks like at the beginning of February. As you're going to see, it's a fairly empty place at the moment. There's not a huge amount in there, and what is in there doesn't look the best, but that's typical of allotments up and down the country. So I'll show you some of the things that I have in and how the weather has impacted on those, and just walk you through the allotment. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you like the video, then give it the thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe to the channel for future videos of how to sow and grow fruit and veg, then please press the subscribe button. So let me take you on a quick video tour at the beginning of February 2021. We've had some really progressive, horrendous weather here over the last couple of months, lots of rain, and over the last couple of weeks lots of snow. So you can see as we go around the allotment, there's a lot of waterlogging, which is unusual for this allotment because it's normally fairly well draining, but I'm not surprised really given the amount of bad weather we've had. It'll drain away eventually, but of course it is going to affect some of the things I've got in, and I'll show you those now. So over here we have the blackberries, and there's a few parsnips still left in at the end of the bed, which I'll take out in a short while. And over here we have the broad beans. They're looking great. They were put in middle of November from memory, and they'll be fine. I mean, they can take harsh conditions, frost, snow, whatever, and they'll really take to start to accelerate in growth once the weather or the temperature starts to increase and we start to get less rain. Over here the raspberries, always a sad sight this time of year, raspberries, but when I do a video in June, July, you'll see it just be a mass of green and loads of fruit on these. A lot of work to do on these to tidy them up. I'm going to completely remove the supports around and replace them. I've bought some metal upright posts for them, and also what I've got to do, and I always leave it till this time of year, is I've got to cut to the roots, well, not to the roots, to the base, all of the canes that grew from last year, and I'll do a video to show you how I do that. But they always look a bit sad at this time of year, but as I said, you'll see the massive difference when we come to June and July. Here's the rhubarb here. Even in all this weather, look, there's growth. Look at that. You can see rhubarb. It's such a robust thing to have in your allotment, and I've got loads here. I've transplanted them all, split the stalks last year, so I'm expecting quite a large harvest of the rhubarb this year. Strawberries, again, unsurprisingly, looking very sad at the moment. Lots of yellow and brown leaves, which is perfectly normal for this time of year, completely dying off. So I reckon there's a good couple of days worth of work here for me to which I'll probably do at the end of March, beginning of April, which will be to replant the runners. Some of them will go into the half empty bed, because if you've seen one of my previous videos, I talk about how I rotate the strawberries so that I've got fresh plants every 3 years. So loads of work to do there, but I am going to get a huge amount of new strawberry plants off these here. These are a couple of empty beds here. I have got my planter completed, and you would have seen that on my previous video. I have adjusted that slightly in relation to quite a number of different things, and here it's still here, the sad old polytunnel. I've now got a potting shed at home where I'm going to be starting most of my seedlings, so what I'm probably going to get for this is a new cover and tidy up around it, and that's where I'll keep all my tomatoes, peppers and everything else that's needed to grow. A couple of empty beds over here. These are all where the beds were emptied a while back now, probably at the end of last year when all the harvest finishes. And the final thing I'd like to show you is my garlic, and this is the garlic that I did a video on when I actually planted it, but for the first time you'll notice at the end here it's starting to get waterlogged, and that's a bit of a worry for garlic, because garlic really needs to be fairly free draining, because otherwise the bulbs will start to rot. So I'm not sure what impact this is going to have on the garlic, but we'll see. I don't imagine that they'll all be affected, but I imagine it's going to have a negative effect on some of the garlic bulbs. There's a couple of onions in the back behind that. And over here I've still got a few spring onions in, which will come out over the next week or two, and a couple of empty beds here. So the whole allotment, like most people's allotment this time of year, looks pretty sad. It looks worse today because of the snow and the rain and the bit of waterlogging, but it'll soon recover. Just one final thing, over here I have my compost and my leaf mould, and about 3 weeks ago I came and emptied the right hand bay out and moved it all into the left hand bay, so I've just got one pile of compost, leaving the right hand bay empty for this year's compost. I also emptied or turned out the leaf mould and then put it in a pile, then forked it back in again, and what that does, it puts air into it to help the decomposition process. So there we are, that is the allotment at the beginning of February. Well, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments about your allotment or your garden at this time of year, what's in there, maybe what's growing, or maybe what you're struggling with, put them in the comments below, and obviously let everybody else see what's going on. So hopefully you like the video. If you do, then don't forget to give it the thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all on the next video.